Hey folks, don't forget you have less than 12 hours left to order one of our limited edition Lloyd Cinema Snob Christmas t-shirts over at our store at bonfire.com. Order yours today. Really, wearing a cat shirt is the most appropriate way to binge watch Fuller House. Pardon me, I'm just stalling some more because I don't want to watch Fuller House. I know I should be happy because they said this is the final season of Fuller House, but don't let them fool you. It's not. This is only the first half of season 5. The second half's gonna be released much later. It's like when they did that with season 3, where they called the first half season 3A and the second half season 3B. And as I said in those videos, what they really should have been called is season 3 and season 4, which would actually make this season 6 and the remaining episodes season 7. When you have a several month hiatus right in the middle of the episodes, that's not a simple break in the middle of the season. That's 2 separate seasons. Stop it! Although I really shouldn't be complaining, this means I only have to watch 9 episodes today, whereas if they released it all at once, I'd have to watch 18. Ugh, I'll take the plea bargain and do the 9. Speaking of plea bargains, Lori Loughlin isn't back this season. They don't mention her in this episode, but $100 says they'll do it like this. Aunt Becky is on an extended vacation. Everyone looks at the camera. Stephanie and Jimmy are back home with their baby, who Kimmy gave birth to, and there's kind of a funny joke where Kimmy says she wants to do all the things she couldn't do while pregnant, so she immediately chugs a thing of vodka and throws herself down a flight of stairs. Then they ruin it by repeating the same joke throughout the episode, only lamer. Stephanie does not get along with her doula, who's like a warden from a Nazi-exploitation movie. Just fire her and let DJ do it. You know she wants to do it, and that she'd be good at it. There, that's a 5-minute plot in an episode that's 35 minutes! I didn't know till 20 minutes into this thing that this was an extended episode. Good God, this felt long. Oh, but we needed the kids to look through the attic full of a bunch of references and props to the original show to remind us that Full House also sucked. Oh, and I didn't realize until this episode that the family lives rent-free in this house. Somehow that makes me hate them even more! Even this episode ruins the stairs gag from the previous episode. This time it's Ramona who takes a spill down the stairs after her slow-mo wind through the hair moment when her love interest sees her walking. I too saw Not Another Teen Movie. Oh yeah, and her Postmates driver has a crush on her and is instantly into her the moment he sees her. I've seen pornos that start out like this, only in my case someone is usually dressed like Pikachu or a Ninja Turtle for some reason. I hear a car alarm going off. I bet it also took a spill down the stairs. Having baby Danny has changed everything. Stephanie is too busy to take Max to the Renaissance Fair, and that really upsets him. Abuse! It's okay. She takes him anyway, and he pulls a sword from a stone. Every parent can relate to this. And why do they always have their doors unlocked, and when someone knocks, they say, "It's always open"? What if a burglar is scoping out the neighborhood? You're all gonna die. Aw, Stephanie feels like she's raising this baby alone. Except for, you know, half of San Francisco living in this house, and the season premiere was about DJ competing with Stephanie's doula. Plus, what's Jimmy gonna do except stir some baby powder in a glass of milk and drink it? Speaking of Jimmy, he and Fernando are feeling down because they can't do their careers anymore. Weird. I didn't know that money existed in this universe. Also, their favorite restaurant is closing. How many plot lines does this episode have? That doesn't even cover Max's fear of diving. The boys get in trouble though when they buy the sandwich shop and don't tell the girls about it first. Again, money doesn't exist in this universe. Why not buy a sandwich shop? You already don't pay rent. While I did have Lao She's for lunch, the sandwich shop here, which is called Uncle Monty's, made me miss Monty's subs back in Springfield. That's the best turkey salad sandwich ever. Same with the egg salad. I know what I'm going to be doing next time I visit Springfield. Eating sandwiches and not watching Fuller House. So Matt is back, and I completely forgot that he and Gia were an item, and they show up in this episode having just gotten married in Vegas, so congratulations! They have a separate guys' night and a girls' night. That way DJ can passive-aggressively hate on Gia and question their decisions. DJ, you once had Matt and Steve compete over you. Anyway, the girls go to a club that outlaws dancing, so it's a club version of Footloose for 5 minutes. What makes me really mad is that they say the marriage was the most embarrassing thing to happen to Vegas since Carrot Top. Excuse me, how dare you? I will defend Carrot Top with my dying breath. That dude is creative and hilarious. You're Fuller House. You don't get to throw shade at comedians, especially in an episode that A, trashes Carrot Top, and B, praises the Real Housewives series. So not only are you Fuller House, you have really shitty taste. Usually once a season, there's an episode with kind of a clever plot. Last season, it was the 70s cruise one, and I do see the potential in this episode. DJ wants to spend more time with Jackson, so she takes up playing video games, and then accidentally starts being his multiplayer anonymously with a fake voice that she's using, to the point to where they end up at a live gaming event with each other. Granted, I said I could see the potential. It's still corny as hell. Jackson ends up opening up to his mom's alter ego about how he's afraid to take AP history because he's worried that he might disappoint his mom. Oh yeah, I totally overhear conversations like that all the time when I'm playing Grand Theft Auto online. I'm way more interested in the boys running Uncle Monty's and insisting that they never make a subpar sub. Damn right, that's the Springfield Monty's motto too. Always a 10 out of 10. Damn, I really want a Tom's turkey salad sandwich. I don't like that the audience woos for literally everyone who walks through the door. It doesn't matter if the part is big or small. No one could ever be that excited to see Steve. Speaking of small roles, the youngest brother, Tommy, is barely in this show anymore. I guess both of the twins realized at an early age that they're above this. Whenever he shows up, I completely forget that he exists. This is like if on Family Matters, they didn't completely disappear Judy Winslow, but just had her pop her face in every 6 episodes or so. You can probably tell by this title that it's about the mayor's bird. Matt and DJ are hired to give the bird a checkup, but then shenanigans happen when Matt accidentally shoots himself in the foot with a tranquilizer gun. Since when did this turn into an 80s teen sex comedy? Hell, Steve says the line, "I've got a pocket full of batteries and an hour to kill," and then DJ hands him a vibrator. Or not. What do you care? You're never gonna see this show. Ooh, I spoke too soon. Tommy's in this episode too. He stands there watching his brothers chew gum. Riveting. Even when poor Max gets gum stuck in his hair, and then they try getting it out by adding more stuff to it, but that just makes it worse. They really should have learned that from the Simpsons episode. It's DJ's 40th birthday, so Steve plans this girls versus guys amazing race-inspired event, and the girls think that it's gonna end with Steve proposing to her. Earlier this season, I honestly couldn't remember if they were already married. He doesn't propose to her at the end, though. Instead, he treats her to a New Kids on the Block cover band made up of the Tanner Kids. Honest mistake? What a weird family. And this is the episode where we find out that Max sleeps on a Chuck Todd pillow. That one I'm not making up. Okay. I got a lot to say about this episode. Apparently, Kimmy has a poster of Kirk Cameron on her wall, which means that Kirk Cameron exists in this universe, even though he played one of their cousins in the original series run. And it doesn't even end there. DJ says, I never really understood his appeal. Your sister don't like you, bro. But then Kimmy goes out on a series of dates, so she'll know for sure whether or not Fernando is her one and only. Really? What other one would there be? Oh, I'll tell you who. Kirk Cameron, who appears as a fictitious, Ferrari-bragging, serial dating version of himself and goes out on a date with Kimmy. Think of him here as a way toned-down version of NPH in the Harold and Kumar movies. And he's actually really good here. I can't get too mad at an episode that ends with Kirk barging through their front door, screaming, I'm Kirk Cameron! And then leaving. I'm gonna get a lot of use out of that clip. This episode is so crazy that the B plot is that Lisa Loeb's cat just happens to be a patient of DJ and Matt's, and then Stephanie gets her music career launched by becoming Lisa Loeb's opening act when she performs in front of her at the vet's office. And that's the least crazy plot. That's like if Alanis Morissette showed up in the B plot of a step-by-step reunion that featured Kevin Sorbo. What? I had a feeling Steve wasn't going to propose a couple episodes back. You know why? Because this is the episode that has the word proposal in it. There's a giant dance number, there's an Uncle Jesse, Uncle Joey, and Danny cameo. There's a montage of big moments of Steve and DJ's relationship from the previous series. This would all be very heartwarming if they didn't make Steve such a creep in the first couple seasons of this show. Not only are Steve and DJ engaged now, but so are Kimmy and Fernando, and Stephanie and Jimmy. I bet the next season is gonna end with a triple wedding. No, seriously, this episode ends with them saying that they're going to do a triple wedding next season. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant season 5B. Fuck off! It's 2 seasons! This one ended with a cliffhanger. The biggest shock this season is that I don't owe $100 to anyone. They didn't mention Aunt Becky at all. And this was in a finale where they still found a way to mention Michelle when Danny looks at Kimmy, DJ, and Stephanie and says, it's like I have 3 daughters again. Is Michelle dead to him? Might as well be. I also keep forgetting that Michelle exists. One thing kept occurring to me this season. Since it's a Netflix show, each episode starts with a Netflix logo in front of it. The same logo that I recently saw in great things like The Irishman and Marriage Story. That is jarring. I don't like this show. But see you for the remaining 9 episodes!
I'm Kirk Cameron!